Thank you very much. I'm an MEP from rural West, North and Midlands Ireland, and if Brexit happens, obviously it's going to have a significant impact. Some people would say good, some people would argue bad for the Irish economy. So obviously this is a massively important debate where I come from, and it's great to see such detail gone into here today. But I hear people talk about sleepwalking into Brexit, and whatever about sleepwalking into Brexit, I think arrogance will bring us to Brexit more so than anything else. And when you hear such language as, and I know, Jean-Claude, it isn't you're not trying to insult the Irish people with your comments, but arrogance is where you dismiss other people's opinions, and if they don't agree with you, you say you do not understand. Now, when Ireland voted no to these two referenda, we were told we did not understand. Now, while they were subsequently passed, it did harden the Eurosceptics even more, because people do not like to be told, when they come from an educated country, that if they do not agree with someone, that they do not understand. I have 3 daughters, and every now and then I make the mistake of saying to them, and they're only children, that you do not understand to win an argument against them. And even that's wrong. And if you want to win this, if you see it as such a positive that we have a united Europe, well, and I think the arrogance needs to go, and I don't think it's deliberate, but I think it's a matter of habit. Did anyone survey the yes side to ask them, did they vote yes because they did not understand? And there's also arrogance when I hear we need a push from political leaders. Even if they don't believe in further deepening and broadening of the European project, if they don't believe in it. I hear arrogance when I hear about, and I don't like the newspaper industry. In fact, I won't give you the word what I think about them. I'd probably be thrown out. But the reality is, they do like to sell papers. And one of the reasons, and one of the major reasons why they are Eurosceptic is because many of their readers are Eurosceptic. Now, I think we need to accept that that is the case, and we need to listen to people. I started off as a Europhile, and now I have become a Eurosceptic, a left-wing one, imagine that. And one of the major reasons why and I would imagine if you come from a proud nation like Britain, it might even grate with you a little bit more. When you're told vote yes to something so you can become closer to the heart of Europe, and then when there's a major decision to be made, you turn on your television station and you see, no disrespect, I lived and worked in Germany, but you see the leader of Germany, Angela Merkel, and Francois Hollande making an announcement. Now, even at the lowest level, let's say in a housing estate, if you had a committee with 28 people on it, and a major decision was to be made, if the two, let's say, richest neighbours and the strongest physically neighbours come out and said, this is the new rule for our estate, or we are taking the lead, it wouldn't work. So if you want it to work, you've got to move away from that sort of way of doing it, because it sticks in my throat. 100 years next year since we had a revolution to get freedom from one empire. I was delighted to be part of a society of friends and a community. But how can that community work if we dismiss people? And there's a lot of it, this debate seems to be led by a threat. Now, Britain is a sovereign state, in theory. Why try and convince them to stay by threatening them? For example, trade agreements will become a major problem with you. And also, why threaten them with something that's a little bit unrealistic? Because guess what? Trade goes both ways. And I would imagine it wouldn't suit many businesses to say, I'm not doing any business with Britain anymore because of your views on Europe. So if you want Britain to stay in it, I have to say, very, very interesting debate. But I leave the meeting a little bit more Eurosceptic. And some people on the left seem to think it's a bad word, sceptic. I think you should question everything that rules your life. And you should be a little bit sceptical about it. And you should question it. And when being sceptical and questioning about something is a bad thing, it's time to start asking questions about that project. Thank you.